So business and entrepreneurship, what's our take on that? Intro kind of signs, marketing stuff, printing, personal gifting, products, web design. Honestly, anything marketing, anything you can put a logo on, that's what we've done. I've learned on the go with Chris over the years. He taught me how to design websites. Honestly, he taught me how to do graphic designs. Dude, I can do anything now. I can design stuff, flyers. I can build a site. I used to build site in, what was it, Dreamweaver? Oh my God. I'm like an OG. I'm not that old though, guys. I'm still the youngest one in my group friends. And in this relationship, I pride myself on that. Yeah, so we do everything marketing. We do dabble in different stuff. One thing I hate is I have a lot of self-doubt and confidence issues in a lot of ways, which I try to work on. I think we all do. But I have my own issues. And what I really hate, and it sounds stupid, is, people like can't do things because they don't have the support of their family or their spouse. I freeze in things, and then I hate myself because my family, my mother was super supportive. She always knew I would achieve great things. And then my husband is like super supportive. So it's not like I can be like, oh, I failed because everybody wasn't. No, no, no. Everybody's super now. I'm just failing everyone. So I think that's the problem. Like some people don't have like anyone supporting them. Like I will have an overwhelm of support and I just don't want to fail everyone. So I'm working on that. But I think working with your spouse isn't so bad. I mean, we spend 24/7 together,
That's when
except
you
when
have
we
an
have
awesome
meetings
husband. Let's be specific.
or an amazing wife. Now, that's when I think you've done a lot of self-development work each and you can meet now in the middle. And that kind of is back to relationship, but let's be real. Our relationship isn't perfect, but compared to some people, it pretty much is. But our first year of marriage was like hell. So we don't have, I don't think there's the perfect marriage. I think you grind it out every day and kind of like business, like you grind it out. This is entrepreneurship and business. Like, yay, this is like the craziest ride. It's not the shit you see on Instagram. Like, I'm going on a private jet and I'm just living my best life every day. No, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I gotta finish this stupid website. Oh my God, I forgot to create this newsletter. Like, it's like 20,000 things like jumping at you. You have to meet payroll. You have, like, it's, I don't know, like people love to make it seem like it's sexy, but it's not. You know what's great about entrepreneurship and owning your own business is the time freedom. So when our son was growing up, I did not miss one graduation. I didn't miss one Mother's Day event. I didn't miss anything because I had that time freedom. This is the one, if you want something out of being an entrepreneur, owning your business, for me, because family is a big thing, time freedom to be with your child every day, all the time, and see them growing up. That was the best part of entrepreneurship and business.
Yeah, I don't know how it is with every entrepreneurial person. I mean, I don't know how much people actually have couple side of things, but like with us, since we both do it, he was always around from the beginning. Me in my apartment, he was in the back on the bed, to when I had a space, or I had to go make a delivery, time when he went with us, I have pictures of him, giving somebody a package, or
Our vendors know him.
a vendor. A lot of our vendors
Clients.
know him because we go pick it up together and they see him grow up. We have pictures of him, cutting a banner and stuff when he was young, or helping us late night because we have a bunch of things to do, like,
Trade shows.
trade shows.
He
We have,
travels with us
yeah, not so much now because he's older doing his own thing. But,
when he
in the
was little.
beginning, when he was younger, he helped a lot. And because he was always around, we had that flexibility of having him around. And I don't know if every business would be like that, or at least because we're both parents and father together. But it was cool. I mean, he's seen us evolve. He's seen the business evolve. He knows it very well compared to most parents and kids who don't even know what their parents do. So he's seen it, he knows it. A lot of our vendors know him from pretty young, seeing him growing up and this big old giant, like, who the hell is this dude? Now. So it's pretty cool. This flexibility is important. I mean, as you said, we pick him up from school, it was not too far from the business. He'd come there, do homework, hang out, take a nap, whatever. We had those things where it wasn't like a big deal to have him around, as when some people, honestly don't understand how some parents manage with their kids when school is out. Like, what are you really doing with the kid? I mean, sometimes there's the thing after school for maybe 2 hours, but then it's like,
You have to rush.
how do you even manage to go pick up your kid? Like, who picks up your kid sometimes if you don't have anybody? Like, how does that work? Like, I don't know.
I think that's a stress on its own. Yeah, we just leave work and then I have to go pick him up from school. If I can, because I have a meeting, Chris can pick him up. We were always a family business. So at some point, my brother worked with us, so he could pick him up. Like, yeah, the flexibility, I would never change that because I love my son. He's like my best friend. Sorry. So, like, yeah, having that time with him, like, I wouldn't change that. And like Chris said, I truly don't understand how other parents do it. And I realized after that's why people didn't show up to things. You have a Mother's Day event at 9 a.m. Dude, people just got to work. Like, what are the chances of me showing up for the Mother's Day thing? It's so unfair. So, yeah, if you can start your side hustle and turn it into a business and you have kids, I say do it just for that. But another thing too is some people now, because I'm very modern, but also very conservative in my views. So I don't think there's anything wrong with stay-home wives. So if your husband is making enough money, or shit, these days, if your wife is making enough money and one of you guys can stay at home with your child, there is no shame in that. It's a beauty in this economy to say that you're able to have a stay-home parent who's fully present for the child. And people these days want to shame you because women are supposed to have no. I love working. I couldn't stay home and do nothing, but there's no shame in it. If you're a stay-home wife, more power to you taking care of your children and your home, because there's nothing wrong with that, like, at all. If that's what your life ambitions are, I think there's no shame in it. It doesn't make you less. And I think today we try to make you have to like be this boss babe. It's not for everyone. And that's okay. It's like there's nothing unsexy about I wish I could be a stay-home wife, be built to be home and like making bread from scratch. But it's not me. I like the idea of making bread from scratch and I want to do it, but more on the weekends. But if that's what you're doing all day and you're taking care of your family and you're able to financially, bro, you've won, because your child is going to be better off for it than anything else. So I think honestly a big problem now is shaming women for being stay-home wives, or, oh my God, homeschool. If you're the one who's doing the homeschooling and you're not hiring, you know what? You're like a G, because I wouldn't even have the patience to homeschool. But I wish I could like if we had a kid now, I would want to homeschool them, but we would have to hire someone because I don't have the patience. But if you have the patience to do it, and I think it's better. So I think there's no shame in your dream being a stay-home. I think there's more power to that. And if your dream is to be a boss babe, then that's great too. Whatever floats your boat. But let's stop shaming women who want to stay home and conservative values. I think that needs to like stop.
I don't know. I don't believe that there is a shaming. I don't think that's a shaming
There
thing.
is. Like, and in different ways now. And it's not only like women or men, there's also the shaming of like, you should want more. They shouldn't put you in this. This is the 1950s. There's nothing wrong with staying home and taking care of your family, dude. If you can afford it. You know how many people can afford this in this day? So if you can, like, why not? But then Chris will tell you that he doesn't understand stay-home wife. So Chris, why don't you talk to us about that?
My view on the stay-home wife thing is just that, I don't know, I find you just have too much time on your hands, especially if the kids, let's say they're at school. What are you doing the rest of your day? Or when the kids grow up, the way they do in your life, besides then you just get lonely. You'd be just waiting on your partner to come home and annoy him.
That, yes, I could see that part after the
Especially if you
kids.
don't have hobbies, you don't have anything to do. It's like kind of like having like, I don't know, it's just a bad example, but it's kind of like you're having a dog, and the dog just like the minute you're there, just like, I want your attention, and just like, sometimes just I'm just doing me, because you've been waiting all day for me. Doesn't mean that like, all right, I'm here.
But that's because you look at the worst outcome of it, the worst
Yeah, I'm
scenario.
not saying, definitely not saying that housewives are bad. The whole home clean, cooking, that part's amazing. And taking in the kids, that part is very important. But I'm just saying that I guess the
Eventually.
eventually, especially the after part, because you've spent so much time and not doing anything, then it's like, all right, what's left in that next step in life, which is definitely going to happen. Your kid, once they get up, you're like maybe 16, like it's over. Then what?
Yeah, because they don't want to have anything to do with you.
Well, not only that, but then you're not dropping anymore because especially if you can afford it, you're going to get them a car. So then no more drop-offs anymore. There's no more pickups. There's no whatever. And that's weird. You actually said they don't even want to be with you anymore at that point. So then what then?
But that's when that self-development and self-love part that I was talking about earlier comes in. If you have found yourself and you're able to be with yourself, and I guess that's the part you said, if you have hobbies, then you should be Gucci.
That also depends if you have a husband that pushes you to get out of that bubble, because there's some women some husband like, no, stay your ass home. Don't do nothing. Don't go nowhere. Stay home, watch TV.
Yeah, but then that's an unhealthy relationship, and that's something completely different.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to say that's the majority, but that's a lot of what happens is that the husband wants you home for a certain reason, and that's to stay, be quiet, stay out of trouble, and just stay in the bubble I want you in.
Okay, that's extreme conservative, and yeah, that's not what I'm for.
But
that's why I said I'm like modern conservative.
But let's be honest, most of the conservatives are more like that. And
I see
the
what you mean.
conservatives tend to be the ones who want you to stay home. I could be wrong.
And do nothing.
I don't do this. I don't do stats. I'm just saying what I believe.
That's true. I don't know. But so my view is a little bit modern and conservative. That's how I see things.
But in today's day and age, I believe that the home wives have a certain role that could be filled, because there's so much things that could be done at home now if you have a supportive husband to do little side hustles that maybe eventually while
the kids are at school.
While the kids are at school, the crafting stuff, the selling stuff on Etsy, which kind of we do too. You're building little things. You have a little machine at home. You build little products. You do your cups, your mugs, whatever it is. You do sewing. You do little signage for weddings or whatever it is. You find your little thing that you could work in between that time or at nighttime when the kids don't do anything. Husbands might see it as a distraction, but it's something to keep you busy. I think being mentally busy is important because it builds confidence. I think seeing you doing something more than just being a housewife or whatever it is, I think it has a morality boost that you lack when you're just doing a certain thing, because you want to feel appreciated. And let's be realistic, a lot of times you don't get that. So I think once you get more appreciated outside of your circle than in your circle, a lot of times, like let's say in maybe business, the people who tend to like you more, even in the podcast, you might see way more people appreciate us in this podcast than people who you know. Or your best customers tend to be strangers. I don't know why it's like that. People you know for, 20 years will never give you an order, but people you've met 2 minutes ago, they love you and everything. And it's crazy how things work. I mean, that's just life. I mean, it's nothing personal. It's just how things are. I don't know why it's like that, but never in business, never depend on your friends or family to get you anywhere. Because if you go into business thinking that's how it's going to work out, they're going to be referrals and all that stuff, it's not going to happen. I've seen so many businesses like that thinking that it's going to work that way, and it really doesn't for whatever reason. I don't know why. That's just how it is.
And you'll see a lot of stats about that online. And people will tell you, like, yeah, it's not your friends and family, it's always strangers. I guess we also have taboo conversations, but I feel like we've covered everything. We've covered a lot.
I think we've covered a
I
lot
think
already
I
as
feel
far as our
like
view.
you guys know a little bit about us and our vibe. I'm Kirsty Cappy. Chris is I'm awesome Chris. Our son calls him Mr. Right.
Because I'm
I'm
always
always
right.
Mr. Right.
Because I'm always right, fortunately.
No, he thinks he's always right.
Suckers.
Oh, no. Yeah, so this is us in the wild. This is Chris and Cappy, and yeah, this is it. I don't know what else to say. Like Chris said, if you have any topics you want us to cover, if you have any questions, leave it. Please follow us on whatever is available. We'll be updating the site with the post, and when we have like facts and stuff like that, we'll try to put like stuff on the site. So check in the site www.bondandbuildpodcast.com.
Join us on social media. It'll be the same thing. Bond and Build Podcast we're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook,
The YouTube.
I'm assuming we'll also do audio podcasts as well.
Yeah,
so
all
I guess
the regular
Spotify, all the main
podcast
ones.
channels.
I think YouTube also has podcasts now, I believe.
Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. You guys are here with us figuring it out because we have no idea.
Episode 0.
Episode 0. So this is us. If you stayed the whole way, thank you so much for hanging with us. Hopefully there's somebody listening to this.
Lots of people.
That's right. We gotta manifest it, guys. We're manifesting this. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to do this with the hubby as I do everything else with the hubby. And I'm excited to be here with you guys. And I'm excited to hopefully form a community and a tribe of awesome people.
Definitely. Let's bond and build together with Chris and Cappy.
We're out.